Hi guys, Trinity Faye here. So I want to do a magical review. Basically, this is just some suggestions for beginner tarot readers. Some learning suggestions. There are a lot of people out there trying to learn to read tarot. They're just interested in it. Even if they don't want to do it for a living, they just want to learn. Great. So I want to give you some helpful hints. I know there's a lot of other YouTube videos out there where people are giving helpful hints already, but I want to give you a couple more. The first thing that I always recommend if people ask me is, before you go and you dedicate yourself to a deck of cards, I want you to go buy a couple of books, 1 to 2 books, no more to start off with. You don't need any more than that. Make sure they're good books. Try not to get anything too thick. Sometimes if it goes a little too much into Kabbalah and astrology and things of that nature, it's not that it's a bad thing, it just might confuse you a little bit more. So, The Ultimate Guide to Tarot by Liz Dean is a perfect place to start. This does give you Kabbalah meanings and astrology, but for example, it gives you the picture of the card. It gives you keywords, alternate names, the element, the meaning, oh my goodness, the chakra, the key meanings, understanding it. Then it gives you a whole list of different insights on the astrology of it, the regular meaning, the reversed meaning, what it means for home, what it means for relationships, career, and money. Then you got another 2 pages about it, okay? And they'll even give you an example spread. So this book has got a lot of information in it, and it's even got charts midway through the book, or it might be the very beginning. It has like a chart to give you a little bit of insight that way. Okay. Then we got The Complete Book of Tarot. Llewellyn published this, but it's by Anthony Lewis, and it's called The Comprehensive Guide. Once again, highly recommend this book. This has also, it's got the classical tarot as an example, but it also gives you a picture. And this one will give you keywords in reversed, but it's going to give you what different authors used, what their meanings were. I think it even gives Aleister Crowley's opinion, down here, what Crowley saw it as, okay? This book really, it tells you so much. It gives you sample spreads. It uses pretend people for sample spreads, like as though he was doing a reading for someone, so on and so forth, okay? You want at least 2 books like those. If you don't want those are recommendations. There are plenty of books out on the market. You can order online. You can buy in your metaphysical shops. Just pick a book or ask. Ask at the counter. Google best books recommended for tarot learners. Okay. I want you to do that before you go out and get yourself a deck. Do a little bit of research, just like you would if you were to go out and buy a puppy or a lizard or anything else for the first time. You want to be educated before you go to the store. Otherwise, you're going to go to the store and you're going to get yourself a deck that you're not certain is going to be the deck for you, just because it has pretty little unicorns and dragons on it. And you're going to say, oh, I really love this. You're going to get home, you're going to open the deck, and it's going to confuse the shit out of you. So, everybody recommends start with the Rider-Waite. If you don't like the Rider-Waite symbolism, which a lot of people just don't like the look of the cards because they're very basic and bland, take my advice on this. They're basic and bland for a reason. You're just supposed to get the symbology before you start getting into the real pretty stuff. You don't want to do that, that's okay. There's plenty of decks out there on the market as well that are Rider-Waite symbology based. So, have fun with it. The next thing you want to do, get yourself a book, okay? Spend a week to 2 weeks studying the book. Then go get yourself a deck of cards, okay? Spend as much time as you can with these cards. And I'm just going to make a couple suggestions. And I know there's a lot of people doing videos on this, but this is a suggestion that may help you as a beginner who's going nuts. 78 cards, oh my God, this sucks. How am I going to remember them all? It is hard to remember meanings for 78 cards. It's very hard to stick. And then to try to do the reverse meanings, holy shit. So, after you buy your books, study the books a little bit, get your cards, look at your cards. Okay, I want you to get a journal. Really, you should get the journal ready when you get a book. Okay, and you don't have to write what the book says in there, but just get it ready. Maybe write some key things in there that you want to try to remember, but once you get the cards, that's when you really need the book. Okay, start with the majors. Look at all the major cards, one by one. Look at each card. You could do 1 a day, 2 a day. Put yourself in the card. What does the card mean to you? What's the first thing you see when you grab the card and you're staring at it? What's the first thing you see? Write it down in the journal. Write what the card is. Write the date. Write what you see, what you think you see, what sticks out to you, what you like about it. And then go to the next card and the next. Spend at least a week doing just the majors. Journal the majors. What you see and feel. If you'd like, after you write it down, grab your book. Okay, it doesn't have to be the guidebook that came with the cards. Once you have 2 reference books like this, you don't even need to buy a deck that comes with a guidebook that's huge and everything else. You could get just a regular deck. As long as you have those to refer to, those books I just suggested, you're fine. If you want to reference what you felt intuition-wise when you looked at the card, you can reference it in your book. Okay. So you're going to do that the first week. You're going to journal about the majors and what you see and feel. The second week, you are going to spend at least 1 day on each suit. Take 1 day and dedicate it to the cups. Study the cups from the ace to the king. If you want to just do from the ace to the 10, and then say the next day do the court cards or pick a day for all the court cards, I recommend you stick with a suit at a time. You can incorporate the court cards into that suit. Okay? Next day, if you need 2 days on that suit, fine. If you need a week on that suit, fine. Get your journal out, look at that suit, study the suit, Google the suit. What does the suit of cups mean? What are its qualities? What is it gearing at? The next day, go to the wands. The next day, the coins. The next day, the swords. You'll start to pick it up. Keep doing that for a couple of weeks, okay? After you're done doing that, you're going to have to really keep journaling, keep up with everything, keep flipping back and forth between those books and your cards, keep feeling the cards, shuffle the cards every day. Throw them in your purse. If you want to pull 1 card a day, that helps too. Just for fun, pull 1 card, see what you get, journal about that card, okay? Also, after you've done these few things, let's say give it a couple weeks, do things the same exact way that I just explained, but with reversals. Take a week for the majors, studying just the reversals of each major, what it means to you in reverse. You could write down what the book says it means in reverse, but this way you're going to get a little bit of insight. Excuse me. See what it means to you in reverse and then reference it in the book. Do that for a couple weeks and you're going to start to know them. And then you can still do a spread for yourself. Do it in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, whichever you choose. If you only want to do it once a day, fine. And write it in the journal. Okay? I just wanted to make this review about, specifically about learning the tarot. Also, what helped me in the very beginning was crystals. I found that for some reason when I tried to learn the cards without my stones and my crystals, I felt a little more blocked. There's a lot of energies in these little fellas. So get yourself a bunch of crystals, even if you only buy 3 crystals. Buy some crystals. Most people have crystals, okay? Get your crystals out. You can get them rough. You can get them tumbled. Okay? Just throw some crystals on the table when you're learning the tarot. If you feel like you're blocked, these suckers will pull the energy out of you. Grab some crystals like selenite. This is carnelian, but grab some crystals like selenite, clear quartz, amethyst, and just throw them on the table while you're playing with your cards. It might make a difference. It might open up your intuition a little bit better. I found that it was harder for me to read without having these babies. So I strung them around the table as I was flipping my tarot cards. And let me tell you what a difference it made in my readings, even for myself, for my friends, whatever. A good beginner's deck. I'm just going to throw this in there real quick. The Druid Craft Tarot. Love this deck. I know everybody knows this deck, and yes, I've altered the deck. I don't usually do that, but I did it this time because it made the cards a little smaller, a little easier to handle. And like this is a really wide, awkward deck. It's almost like an oracle deck, but I feel like the pictures are bigger. It's easier to put myself in the scene. I just love the Celtic Druid stuff. For an example of a smaller, skinnier deck that might be a little bit more pleasing for your hands, you know, like this one, if you watched my other review, this one's the Celtic Tarot. This one's a cool deck too, but it's, if you see, I don't think I showed you the backs of the cards in the other video, so here they are. But anyway, this deck is, see how much different it is for your hands. It's much smaller, a little easier to handle and shuffle. Anyway, I just wanted to give some suggestions for you to go off of as a beginner, okay? So you're on your way to greatness. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Have a magical, magical experience trying this out. Try my suggestions. There's plenty out there, but give it a go. See if you like it. This is Trinity Faye. Have a good night, guys.